Property holding company Acucap was formed in late 2001 and listed on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange in early 2002. The company has a market cap of 7.3 billion rand and a price to earnings ratio of 15. Acucap, now where do we lie in this spectrum, because we're obviously moving down in terms of scale?
It's something that's always made me feel comfortable as a company like Acucap. Nothing, I wouldn't say not too exciting. They never throw you a curveball. It's easy does it. They've got some very strong retail centers. They've got superb management, some nice office as well. Nothing too exciting to talk about, but I like not exciting because it doesn't give me a surprise on the downside.
You obviously hold the company. Have you got significant exposure to it?
We do have an overweight in the stock at the moment.
Well, Paul, have you done your homework on Acucap?
Yeah, this is the old, part of it is the old SciCom Assets, which was another old listed property name people would be familiar with. The chairman of the board is Brian Cantor, the colourful economist from Vestact. It's got those regional centres. I think in Tableview there's a centre that it owns, and then something in Kempton Park.
Let me just
Festival
interrupt
Mall.
you. You also own the stock. When did you buy it?
Well, we've got one client who has an enormous interest in property stocks, and he
You have only one client, or do you have one?
We have many
of your
clients, but in this particular case, our property go-to guy is a guy that brought an enormous portfolio which included property stocks, and the three stocks that he owned were the old Apex High, which became Redefined. He owned Growth Point and he owned Acucap, and he said they were the best in the business. So all I can tell you is that somebody who looked the sector up and down very closely, he liked this one.
Would you migrate other clients into Acucap?
No, not really, because our interest is mostly in transformative growth equities. So that's why we're looking for companies in sectors that are hot and happening. And so we haven't really been in property much.
Frothy sectors.
No, I would never use that term. No.
The 12% year to date is not good enough.
I can't help abusing him. It's getting worse and worse as we go along.
One thing I'd like to point out that we've spoken about, my two knots, well, if you look at the different management teams, we look at Fountainhead and we look at SA Corporate, they're owned by big institutions. Where if you look at the management companies of the likes of Resilience and Acucap, they're owned by property people. They're owned by entrepreneurs that can make a difference here. And that's a big thing to look at. When you look at property going forward, look at the incentivization behind the management. So look who the managements are and what experience they have in their property space.
I want to close out on Acucap. Hot or not?
Hot.
Hot or not?
No, it's like I said, it's got a little tick there next to client holdings, so it's got to be warmer than the other ones.